Alright folks, how you doing? I've got a few items here for sale, all KORG items actually. Unfortunately the taxman hasn't been too kind and I'm due a wee tax rebate, and I'm a wee bit struggling this month, so as a result I've kind of really been forced to sell a few things. So we've got 3 items. We've got 2 drum machines and we've got a synthesizer as well. The 2 drum machines on the left here, we've got the KORG Tribe S Mark II, which is a sampler, and the one on the right is the KORG Tribe ER Mark II, and you'll notice they look very similar, and that is it's like a drum synthesizer, so it actually makes it sound. So this isn't going to be a long video. I'm just going to show you that all the devices are working, and if you want more details then there's plenty of videos online, plenty of sites that will give you more of a background. So I've got the Tribe hooked up at the moment. I'm just going to turn it off actually, and I'll just turn it back on to show you the power cycle there. So you probably can't see that on the screen, but it comes up with Tribe a few times and then it boots up. Okay, so it's in the first patch here, so if I hit play it should play a wee metronome loop that I've set up on it, so you can use that first one there as a metronome. You can adjust the tempo over here, there's a setting here for tempo, so I can reduce it there. So it's mainly got stock sounds in it. I did put some Lindrum samples in, so I think on the second patch, if I go back to the pattern and go back to here, I set the second patch, so it's the third patch maybe. You can hear there we've got like a wee Lindrum loop. You can also play the samples, so you've got all the different tracks here you can assign the samples to. So that's all the drum sounds there, so you can have a wee play about with them, you can add effects, change pitches and things like that. So it's mainly got the stock sounds on it. There's a few others that I've put on. It also has a smart media card at the back here. I think I can, I'm just going to turn it off and take this out. I'll just show you it. So these are now defunct, okay, but it will come with this, and it's a 64 megabyte card, which actually can get you quite a lot of samples on something like this, because generally they're going to be short samples because it's a drum machine. The other thing as well is the sample rate for this. It actually steps it down to, it's something like 39,000 kilohertz I think, so it's not full CD quality, but it's kind of got its own kind of character. So that's the Tribe, the sampling one. I'm now going to move over to the ER one here, just plug in the power, and also audio there. Okay, so I should say both of these are stereo as well. This one has an audio in, and so does this one. They both have audios in as well, so you can take sounds in and process them. So you'll see this one booted up a lot quicker because it doesn't have to load in any samples. And this is more for kind of electronic sounds. You're not going to get a great 808, well, you're not going to get a 909 sound out of it. You're probably not going to get anything close to an 808 either. But it's got its own kind of character, and all the sounds are kind of fully customizable. So just play this back. So got some drums there with a bass sound, very electronic sounding. There's another one there. I've not had as much of a play about with this, I must admit. But they can do kind of FM sounds. That's quite a nice patch there. It's quite punchy actually, that's quite good. So yeah, you can get some nice punchy drums, you can do some kind of glitchy sounds. It's maybe not as flexible as the ES because you can't put samples in, but it's got its own little character, it's really easy to use. Again, you've got all your sounds here. It's got some built-in effects I think. It's got a tempo delay and a motion sequence I think, which is a wee bit like a chorus. I can't really remember. It's a cross mod, ring mod for your kind of FM, AM kind of glitchy sounds. Yeah, and again you can set tempo. You can have patches like where you know, it's like a song, so it'll play different loops and you can string them together in a song. So they both have that there. So that's the ER one. So if you're looking for more kind of electronic sounds, then the ER one's a good bet. Okay, finally we're going to have a wee look at the MS2000, which is basically, if you know anything about synthesizers, this is basically the big brother to the Micro KORG. And so Micro KORG was like a kind of revised MS2000 that with a smaller form factor. Okay, so again, this one here is stereo. It's got a left and a right. It's got an audio in. There's a reason for that. I'll tell you about. Okay, so there you go. That's it set up. Now, to actually turn this one on, you just turn the power up, and there's a wee LCD screen here, and it comes up, tells you what patch you're on, and things like that. So you can hear there. So the great thing about the MS2000 is it's got lots of knobs for real-time controls and programming. So I can adjust the cut-off for the filter there, resonance. Right, okay, so I'm not going to play about this for too much time, but you've got all sorts of patches in here. Some strings. More strings. So yeah, so it's quite good at doing all sorts of synthy sounds. It's a virtual analog, so it uses subtractive synthesis. It doesn't sound particularly like an analog synthesizer, I must say, but it's got its own character. It's very usable. The other great thing as well is it's got a built-in 16 track step sequencer that you can program using these knobs at the bottom. So they're used for the filters, the envelopes for the filter and amp, but they're also used for the step sequencer. So maybe find a patch, like something like this. You can see there, it's using 8 of the 16 steps. You can see these the buttons here are actually flashing. It's also using the arpeggiator as well. Yeah, so it's quite a nice sound. You can turn that off, the mod sequence, which is the thing that's kind of causing the motion in the sound, but you can also turn off the arpeggiator as well. Take it off the latch, so it only plays when you press the buttons, otherwise it'll stay on. So yeah, so that's the MS2000. It has a polyphony 4, but it has a unison mode, so you can stack them together for some really big sounds. It also has an audio in for processing sounds, and it's got a built-in vocoder as well. Now I'm not going to show you this because I don't have a microphone set up, but ideally you can plug a microphone in and you can use the synthesizer as the carrier and your voice through the microphone as a modulator, and you can get some nice vocoder sounds. So there it is like a separate setting for vocoder that you would need to set up as a patch. So it's got like vocoder patches, and then you've got your normal synthesizer patches. The other thing as well is the revised one actually came with a built-in microphone and an area for it. This is the older model. This is the Model A, which is the kind of blue model, as opposed to the later black model. So yeah, in terms of the condition, these are all really good condition, the two drum machines. This one here is at a wee bit, I'll maybe just move the camera for this. You can see here it's at a wee bit of damage just to the side there on the wooden end cheeks. But other than that, well, the keys are a wee bit faded. You probably can't see this as well on the camera here, but the keys have kind of got a yellowish tint. But other than that, functionally it's 100%. All the knobs are there. The pitch wheel, mod wheel, and I can't reach the pitch wheel. You can see they both work as well. So yeah, fully intact. And good to go. So yeah, unfortunately, as I said, you know, I'm kind of reluctant to see these guys go, but really, it's going to be a really tough month. The other thing as well is I'm not going to be losing KORG completely. It's still going to be part of my life because I've got an MS-20 reissue here, and I'd much rather hang on to that. So yeah, but you know, I'd be really happy to see these get good homes. So yeah, so if you're interested, obviously all the details are in the post, but I just want to show you that all the devices are working and give you an idea of you know, of like what you can do with them. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hopefully that's been helpful, and yeah, just let me know if you're interested.